Welcome to Satisfactory Early Access. Yes, it's out and available on the Epic Store, and I thought we'd get started with a new game. I could continue with the save game, but because things have changed around a little bit in terms of the various ingredients for various things, thought we may as well get started with a new game because we can get going fairly fast. And if you haven't seen any of the coverage so far, then, well, enjoy as we actually get going. So, I'm going to start with the grass fields. It's the default option. There is a couple of other options available now that weren't in the alpha test weekend, one of which is the Rocky Desert, and that basically has lots of flat areas but limited biomass, and then there is the northern forest, whereas there's lots of biomass but not necessarily a lot of flat areas or easy places to build. So we'll get started with the grass fields, and let's start this with the greatest early access and start game.
Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit Pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized. Planetfall complete. Please ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%. Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
And there we go, we're down on the planet. So we can get started with the usual kind of stuff where you can see at the very bottom of the screen. There is actually dialogue that I've just turned it off because it can interrupt what I'm actually doing. So, yep, we just want to dismantle this. So, dismantle mode, yep, let's go, you go away. And then we need to go and pick a nice suitable spot. Now, kind of like the spot I had before, because there's 3... there was 3 iron spots that I really would like, but I don't think it's quite near to where I am. But let's go and have a look. And yep, got our zapper. Good. And what goes on to the next portion of the tutorial? You want to start picking up as many leaves as you can, because you're going to need leaves more than anything else for your starting power. And oh, hello. Ow. There we go. Oh, still alive. And now not. Okay, so yeah, they've changed a few things with the damage given by the zapper. So just wondering whether our health will actually regenerate or if we need to get some berries. Either way, that's fine. So let's go and look for the iron ore. So let's scan and let's see if we see any nearby. should come up on the compass. 300 meters, 526. Well, let's head this way. We've got 300 and 500, so let's go and see if this is anything useful. I'm going to continue grabbing leaves, and I'll see you over there. Okay, here's our starting spot. I was a little bit further than that scanner actually led me to believe, so we just need to hold E on these for the pure sections, and we should get some iron ore to start us off with. I've gone and killed all the guard NPCs and stuff like that. We got rid of those. And for now, as you can see my health the bottom left, I'm going to take that one away as well, but I need to do that on camera. And we're actually just going to drop the hub down. So if I press Q and click on this, we can select the hub. And I can choose to just lay this down however I like. It's not going to go on foundations just for now. There we go. Some small details, just that it's hard for you to really notice unless you're actually looking for them. Just stuff like this. A lot of the machines have legs, and someone's actually gone through the trouble of actually making sure they go all the way down to the ground and have those extending downwards. I do quite like the attention to detail. Anyway, getting on with things, we need to upgrade the hub. So let's press E. And we don't have anything just yet. Tier 0, hub upgrade 1. And for that, what do we actually need? We need iron rods. In fact, let's just select that as the active milestone. It appears at the top right then. And then we just need to basically make iron rods, so we can just hold down craft here. And I've reduced the volume a little bit of the crafting because it can get a little bit annoying, after doing that a few times. And getting that up to 10 of these. Okay. And then we can just get to this done. So input the rods, upgrade the hub, and hub upgrade 1. So we now got a box. We've got so the superstructure starting to be built, and then we can get on to other things. So yeah, the biomass generator is also on or available. Next sort of thing we sort of want is the kind of let's just see, what have we got available? Equipment workshop and the smelter. We want the actual portable miners really, more than anything else. So let's get and see if we can get to those. This will get us limestone, biomass, and a few other things. I thought biomass was later in the original Alpha weekend, so maybe that's changed. So select the milestone, and we just need more iron plates and rods and copper wire. So I'm going to go up there, if you remember the Alpha weekend. If you didn't, that's fine. There is copper right up there at the top of that hill. So I'm going to go and grab some of that, or at least the same amount I've got from these pure nodes down here. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to grab some more copper, and we'll come back and get that made up into wire, and we'll be able to get to the next upgrade then. And again, we're going to build the equipment workshop now, and that's just so that I can get those portable miners. They come from here, so I'm not going to worry about lining this up. It's going to be removed and moved around later. But for now, let's just see if we can already make them. Yes, we can. And I think that was also unlocked later. But that's fine. We need 4 plates, wire, and cable, which is more wire. So, yeah, we definitely did need that copper. So this also appears to start speeding up if you hold down the button, I think. Or it was on one of the other items anyway. It doesn't seem to be doing on this one. Never mind. That is fine. We'll convert that all into ingots. And then we'll just go into wire. And get some cable. Is that enough for a portable miner? 4 plates. Okay. That's enough for 3, enough for 4, and there we go. Okay. And hopefully now the portable miner comes available. Yes, it does. So we'll craft one of you. And immediately I'm just going to want, well, I want copper as well, but I'm just going to put this down for iron. Let's grab you, and we're just going to dump you on this one. Doesn't matter what you put it down on here, by the way, so just left click, and the portable miner will come up. Really nice sort of startup animation. It should raise up, and the drill should come out. There it is. So now we can pick up the miner and grab everything from it, just by pressing the grab all button. And that started. So that can just work away while we go on and work on other things. However, let's take a look at this. We needed 50 wire, which is going to be actually fairly straightforward. It's very fast to craft. So that's 50. And then we just need some more plates and rods. Okay, plates and rods and done, so we should just be able to shift click them all in. I would have thought 1, 2, and 3. There we go, upgrade the hub. And one hub upgrade 2, so we now have the room available. There's no scanner in there yet, but we can scan for new resources. Of course, limestone is one of those, but there is some limestone right there, so we're perfectly fine as we are. So I don't have to worry too much about that. Personal storage box, not too concerned about that just yet. Can we now make biomass? Yes, we can. Good. So I don't have to put bare leaves in there, and we can just convert all those leaves I picked up over to biomass, which will be useful for when we get power. We don't have power just yet. We don't need power just yet, but that'll be fairly soon now, I would have thought. And what's upgrade 3? Select the milestone. In fact, let's just take a look what we get for it. Hub upgrade 3. And I noticed that Tier 1 and Tier 2 actually aren't available. They were originally available in the alpha weekend from the start. So it's going to basically enforce that we go through all these hub upgrades first. That's not too bad. That's fine. So for this hub upgrade 3, we get biomass from wood, I would assume, instead of from leaves. And we get walls, foundations, and that's actually quite nice that we can get to that without having to go too far. Like I did and create a factory before we actually got the foundations. So I had to rebuild the factory off camera, and that was a bit of a task. Anyway, we've got limestone over here, and there's no limestone node because limestone doesn't... Well, it's just not giving us any. There is no crystalline node on top of it, so we need another portable miner, which I will get on with. We need that. Can I actually put this on the to-do list? Right, add to-do list? Yes, so on the right-hand side, I can see how many items I actually need. Good. And you can do that for pretty much any building as well, in case you want to keep track of things. We, of course, shouldn't need that much for this particular one. And that's fine. So we know we've got 1, and we can just get the rest. So let's get 3 plates and some more cable. 1, 2, and that should be done, hopefully. Yep, portable miner. Craft 1. I hope to see a nicer way of swapping stuff in and out of my hands. You do sort of see it. In fact, can we actually do it with the portable miner? If I just press 3, does it not? Yeah, it doesn't. You see, if you're in the inventory system, it doesn't. If you're in this system, you can. For example, you can just press 3 and add smelters down here, but it doesn't seem you can't really do that with the inventory. And I want to sort of be able to change stuff in and out. Anyway, just a minor little niggle. There we go. So let's just pop you down, and that'll get me all of the... There we go. All the limestone I actually need. That can start up automatically. Let's get rid of some more leaves. And let's see if our iron is now finished. And then I'll go make another one for coal. Coal. Not coal yet. Another one for copper. And there's all of our ingredients. We had to make the reinforced iron plates as well. They require screws, which require rods, etc. And plates as well. But that's all sorted. So we can put those in. 1, 2, 3, and what's the 4th one? Concrete. Concrete's just made from limestone, so that's straightforward. And upgrade the hub. What hub upgrade 3? Okay, new email received. I've probably got a bunch of different things. Yeah, this is lots of tutorial stuff. We don't need to worry about that. And we can keep going. Let me just actually dump a few bits and pieces. Like those 2 things. We need leaves to get more biomass, but not much of the other stuff. There we go. So let's just dump that. And we can dump some of the biomass as well. We still don't need power just yet. Right, hub upgrade 4 it is. And what did we get for 3 again? We got conveyors. Good. I like conveyors. Foundations, even better. Although we do need lots of concrete for foundations. Yes, and I think I'm going to be building a multi-story building, unlike the Alpha Weekend. So having foundations available, at least to get started, is a good idea. And then hub upgrade 4 gets us the Miner Mark 1, which does need power, unfortunately, and storage containers, which will really help otherwise. So let's select that as a milestone. And we're going to need lots of rods, lots of plates, lots of concrete, well, a bit of concrete and a bit of cable. So basically lots of iron for all of these. So it's probably worthwhile at this point just making a few more of those, well, yeah, a few more of these portable miners actually wouldn't hurt. Because one of the ingredients for that Miner Mark 1 is the portable miner itself. So it's an upgrade, so you may as well make them regardless. So yeah, I'll just add that to my to-do list, and I'll just make some more of those just to fill out, basically. In fact, I think you can probably put more than one on one spot on this one sort of pad here. However, there is 2 more spots over there. We can always get some iron ore from that point, but for now, we just walk along and pick that up whenever we want to. So, back in a second. And that's now done, so we can upgrade again. And we're going to do this to get as much of the building sort of ingredients, the building blueprints, up as possible. However, already I begin to notice that just trying to get to iron plates is a bit of a task. Just to hold, well, just basically holding down this button while it actually goes through and does things. So we're going to want to set up the smelter pretty soon to get the ingots, and we can think about that next. What do we get for hub upgrade 5? We get the biomass burner. Let's have a look at biomass burner. That's the separate one from the one that's actually available in our hub. So we've already got one of those anyway, at least for now. And a space elevator. So we're not going to need that immediately. However, it would be nice to get to the next steps of things. However, we now should have a bunch of stuff that we can craft. So, Miner Mark 1 we can craft already. We can already craft smelters and constructors. And those are the 3 basic things we actually need. Power, of course. We've got some conveyor belts, good, and some foundations. So I want to just go and place down some foundations. We need 6 concrete per foundation, however. And I want to set up a grid that everything will be aligned to. So I'm going to move over here. This is where our original miner was. So we want something sort of aligned, heading out in that direction without hitting that wall there. So if we bring this in, sort of around there would seem to be okay. And is there room for another one before we get to this? Yes, there is. And a third. In fact, can we even pave over the... Yeah, we can pave over this. Aside from where the Miner Mark 1 will go, of course. So we have to maybe think about that one once I have enough ingredients for it. So for now, I'll put this down. Oh, I'm out of concrete already. We need to actually get automated concrete going as well, but that's another one to think about. And we may have to move these 2 pieces, but we've got a basic grid to set out on now. And now I should think about building the first items. So instead of building a Miner Mark 1, which needs power, and then we need to feed it into a smelter anyway, I'll just live with these, at least while I get the smelter going, to get us to convert things automatically then from iron ore into iron ingots. So let's take a look at the smelter. Let's see to-do list. You need iron rods and we need wire. So both of those things are quite straightforward. This is the wrong room. This is the right room. Wire it is. More than enough, and we'll probably get some iron rods as well. We'll probably need it. And let's get one of those going. One smelter? Yep. And let's head over there and see if I can find a suitable spot to put this on. Again, like I did previously, we're going to face all the outputs going that way for now. I'll probably have to rearrange later. So let's just move this around, and it's probably going to be online with this, isn't it? So again, I'll put this temporarily in place. And now you can see what I mean about the legs extending downwards if there's no foundation, like the other ones are there, and they're less. And then we can just configure this to go for iron and basically feed in iron ore. And all it needs then is power. And of course, we can do the power pretty much automatically. I'm just going to drop the power pole there. I'll drop one there, and for now I can just connect those up. Hopefully that should be in range. Or am I out of cable? I need to make some more cable. That's fine, and then the upgrade has already got us to 2 biomass generators. I'm not going to worry about that, however. I'm going to need 1 to start off with, and we'll see what we need about the second one. So cable. There we go, that'll do. And you can connect to over you, and you can connect to, let's say, this one. It's the closest. And that should set everything going as soon as I put some biomass in here, which did I put it all away? I did. Let's just put 150 of it in this first generator. And off it goes. So this graph basically shows you the current output versus what this can deal with. And as soon as you go over that, this whole thing will shut down. So we are using a quarter of our total capacity, yet with a small amount of biomass, we're making 20 megawatts of power from this unit, which is remarkably good for something that size. Anyway, lots of pollution going into the air already, and this smelter will now be creating iron for us. So we should think about maybe putting stuff into automatically at some point soon. But for the moment, we are just fine. That should come up with 100 iron ingots every so often, and we'll be fine. The next thing I think I'll probably want over here is to do the same kind of thing, but I may want to, well, in fact, no. I'm going to need a lot of foundations. I don't want to have these things on two separate grids. So temporarily I may go without foundations over here just to actually get things going, and then once we've got enough concrete automatically, then we'll extend the foundations all the way back over here, and we'll be able to get to where we need to go. So let me get on with a couple of things. And the first of those things we're going to do is just get started with a sort of temporary constructor over here, just to actually, I think this can just take in the concrete. So let's just place that down, doesn't matter where. And we'll connect this up with some power. Can I connect from you? Yeah, I'd rather not connect directly to that. So let's just, can we put a power pole? No. Okay, let's just connect directly to you for now. And that will consume some power. But over here, we should be able to then say, I want concrete, please. And we can put in the limestone, and that will start producing concrete. Good. That's two things going that we actually need, and no need for us to craft manually anymore for those two things. However, from the output of that, we are going to need iron plates, but that's needed us to build a constructor at the other side as well. In the meantime, I should probably wait for some more foundations, and I don't have to actually rebuild stuff over there constantly. Okay, is there anything else we actually need? So we need 30 concrete for the milestone, 500 wire, and wire probably means we probably want to automate that rather than having to craft 500. It's quite fast, but it's not that fast by comparison. You know, I mean, it's okay, I guess. We could get... no, we could actually do that. It's mainly the iron plates that will actually slow me down, because the rods are also fast. It's just the plates, you make them one at a time rather than the other two, which is actually just faster, remember, rightly? Let's have a look. Wire. That makes 3 at a time. The iron rod makes 1, but it is still quite fast. I'll show you what I mean. You see, we're getting... it needs half the ingredients as well. Yeah. So 1 iron rod. Yeah, versus 2... sorry. 1 iron ingot versus 2 iron ingots between the 2 recipes. Absolutely fine. No problem with those. And we're ready, I think, to probably just wait for some more foundations now. And then I'll put a second constructor up to start making plate, because that's the next thing. It uses up a lot of iron. And I may have to hand feed this until we have, well, I could probably put some more power out. We can actually deal with it. We are roughly around, well, 4 megawatts still. But both of those are still going. Yeah, maybe that one's stopped. In any case, we've got room for 2 more machines at least, if not 3. And let's just grab some more of this iron. And I'll see you shortly. And we're also going to get started over on this side with a constructor to get started as well. And this is going to do the iron plate, so let's just line this up, at least temporarily, by holding down control. And then you can obviously move it forward and back. I'm going to flip that around. And I tend to leave a little bit of space for conveyor belt between these. So let me just get the conveyor and choose a spot to put it on. So let's just say, where is it? Logistics, conveyor belt. Let's put it on spot number 3 on the hotbar. And let's just build that into this. And then that should start exporting ingots, which it is. And we're going to get select plates on this side. And then we just need a little bit of power from you just temporarily. There we go. And that should start producing plates. There it is. Yeah, 15 a minute. However, this thing can output usually 30 a minute. Yep, so this is actually still going to get sort of backed up, and that's perfectly fine because I can come over whenever I need iron ingots for anything else, at least temporarily. So if you guys are playing this as well, why don't you let me know in the comments below how you're actually getting on. It is launch day, so for early access, so I think everyone will just be heading straight through the tech tree as probably as fast as they can, at least to get caught up the alpha weekend, unless you continue with your alpha weekend save. It's entirely up to you, of course. But I'm just getting through the first sort of few tiers quite quickly and not cheating by already having jumped past tier 1 and 2, because things have changed in terms of what you actually need. So, yes, what do we actually need for the rest? I've got some iron plates. I've got 42, and I'm going to need a little bit more for the rest of this manual crafting. Yeah, I'm going to need about another another 59 and another 100 rods or so. Well, 90 rods or so. So I can already make the rods. Let's make those, and we'll come back for the last upgrade in tier 0. Okay, and it looks like I picked a decent spacing spot for the Miner Mark 1. If we put this down here, it should fit. It probably won't be exactly aligned, no, because I will actually rebuild that just to be exactly aligned at some point. But for the moment, that's actually perfectly fine when we get our friend here to just walk past, because we can still connect these two with a belt. They're just sort of slightly, you know, misaligned. So we got 3 machines here, we got 4 over there, so we still should be fine connecting things up. However, just note that the poles, if you didn't watch the Alpha Weekend, these can only connect 4 things to them. So 1, 2, 3 already connected. If I put another pole in, then I'll run out if I want to add further machines. So just bear in mind, you have to rearrange things when you do that. For now, we should be okay to connect this up. Oh, I'm missing some cable. Okay, just 1 piece of cable and we should be okay. And that will then start outputting basically plates for free. Well, not free, but yeah, plates as long as we give it power. Cable, wire. Yep, got to go up through the tree there. Wire, cable, and done. So we should be able to connect you to you, and that should be online. And we should start seeing iron ore come out of that exit, hopefully. Yep, it's just starting up the animation, starting to drill, and we should start seeing coming out here anytime soon, I would have thought. Producing. Ah, here it comes. So there's our iron ore. I no longer need to feed this one manually, and that means I also no longer need to feed this one manually, other than taking out the excess. We don't have a storage box yet. How much the storage box? Just temporarily. Storage container. I just need some more rods. Let's go and do that. Okay, so 1 storage container, and let's line that up as well. And then we can just put it, I don't know, around here. That'll do. And we'll hook up you to you, and then that should start basically piling up a lot of plates into that box. And we're going to do a very, very similar thing over at the concrete once I start getting more power going. So for the concrete, we're going to have a Miner Mark 1, and that's going to go not into a smelter, but into a constructor to make concrete, and then straight into a container, so we can skip the smelter stage. But we still need 3 machines to do that, and then for the copper, we're going to need another machine up there, which is going to send copper ore down here, and then another machine down here. So we'll need lots of power, basically. And that's going to be our short-term problem until we get some more copper. Do I have enough plates yet? 28. Oh, just short. Let's finish off with the end of the episode by just completing those plates. With the plates done, we can shift-click them in, press upgrade hub, and we get hub upgrade 5. Okay, is this time for the sort of rover? Yeah, here it is. Whoop, that's coming in a little bit fast. Here we go, and this is going to take away resources in future, and it's going to basically let us upgrade stuff. So, yep, we are ready to go on to the next tier, I would assume. Tier 0. Motivational message. Congratulations, you succeeded in every provided task. Yes, thanks for your current and future service. Yes, yes, yes. Now we have tier 1 and tier 2 available. So tier 1, we have utility with lots of walls and biofuel. I did make a lookout tower in the Alpha Weekend. It didn't really serve much of a purpose other than looking out during the daytime. But these wall doors and things like that, we can get conveyors to go through these holes. So they're not so much holes for us to walk through, although some of them are. However, it's going to be quite useful for getting things to multiple levels. We also can work towards unlocking the splitters and mergers, which is really good. And then the other stuff, not so much, but then we get stairs and all kinds of other stuff for building materials. And we have part assembly for the assembler, which is dealing with multiple parts at once. Like, for example, if we wanted plate and rod at the same time to build something. And modular frames. Now, one of the more advanced materials now needs modular frames, and it didn't before, so we're going to have to do that. And the chainsaw. Good. So we need to get to tier 1 and maybe even tier 2 next episode, but this first one has been getting through tier 0 and getting us started on semi-automated stuff, although the plate is actually fully automated now. Off camera, or at least at the start of next episode, I'll start the concrete chain, and then I'll worry about collecting leaves, I guess, for our biomass burner until I have to go and get some coal. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this episode, I think. I hope you really enjoyed it. It has been a bit of a review just of the Alpha Weekend stuff, and hopefully you did actually watch that. If not, then do ask me any questions you got about the game. It is a very, very nice game so far. It's very polished. Obviously, the higher tiers are not filled out yet, but we do have all the way up to tier 6 available, and we only had up to tier 3 available in the Alpha Weekend, so lots more play to be had in the game. Yeah. Alright, so liking it so far, and hopefully we'll see you all back for the next episode of Satisfactory. Until then, of course, feel free to subscribe, click on the like button if you've enjoyed the episode, or more importantly, leave comments for other players to actually give them some advice if you like collecting, for example, green power slugs, which are all over the... Oh, there's the first one, right there. See? Free advice. Alright, see you next time, and as always, guys, thanks for watching.